you are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened. We are giving you all the evidence, based only on the secret testimony of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal. The incidents, the places. My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Can your heart stand the shocking facts about
the other talk show?
Okay.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, back
week of
from
fun and festivities.
Turkey Day, Thanksgiving.
You know, I heard that the average holiday feast is 7,100 calories if you only do 2-ounce portions.
Now I know after I ate that. Thank you.
Yes, well, I wouldn't want to tell you before. You starve yourself. How are you, Steve?
Well, I'm okay. I'm running around doing things for the show and for me.
Good. It's about time you did something for you.
I got the there's a new DVD out for King Kong.
Oh, really?
It's the old classic King Kong.
Oh, fun.
They have a 2 DVD disc on how they did it. All the stop motion animation, really cool. It looks really neat, so I got it, and it's really fun.
It's not like the King Kong that was at Universal that had banana breath.
No, nothing like that.
No banana.
The original from 1930.
So it looks like you hit the stores. You doing any holiday shopping yet?
Yeah, I bought my mom and dad a computer.
Ooh,
now
nice. You gonna adopt me?
What?
You gonna adopt me now?
No.
Oh, okay.
But now they're in the 21st century, and they can give me emails and stuff.
No more smoke signals.
No more smoke signals.
Well, I did a little holiday shopping too. As a matter of fact, before I go into that, I want to say it was a great show last week. It was wonderful. Not last week, the week before.
Yeah, I was going to say we didn't have a show last week. It was great.
If you didn't hear the show, I don't know what you missed, but it was great.
Yeah, we had a great show last week with Charlie Carlson, from the author of Weird Florida.
Weird Florida. But you also talked about something on the show that rather intrigued me. You had Dana filling in for me and Ariane filling in for me, which I really appreciate. Thank you, ladies. Mm-hmm. But I did a holiday shopping of my own, and I happened to, well, first of all, let me give you the spork. It's a little plastic spork, and here's a wet nap.
I'm being set up for something.
It's a wet nap. It says Jones Soda Company on that. Do you remember talking about that?
Oh, my God, you didn't. We were talking about the Jones Soda Company. They make sodas, and they happen to make a soda that's turkey.
They had that whole holiday
flavor.
5-pack. Now, what's neat about this is not only do they make the sodas, they give you a recommended wine list to have with the soda. So I'm going to read that real quick.
Okay.
They have recommended wines to complement the unique flavors of our holiday sodas. There's a Newton Pinot Noir, vintage 2000. This medium-bodied wine, hints of spicy cloves, geranium, and black cherries, bringing out the flavor in lighter meats. The perfect companion for our slow-roasted turkey soda. Of course, then there's a Haywood Estate Morning Sun Zinfandel, vintage 1997, with a medium-bodied packed full of jammy fruit flavors while maintaining a delicate balance of acidity. The finish lingers with a hint of clove and spice, and this wine will bring out the delicate flavors in our wild herb stuffing soda. And don't forget the Columbia Crest Chardonnay, a vintage of 1999. This Northwest wine carries flavors of apple, pear, tropical fruit, vanilla, and finishes with a sweet spice, a perfect accompaniment to our vegetable side, Brussels sprout with prosciutto soda. And on that note...
Oh, no.
On that note, I'm going to bring over this cooler here, and now you can't tell what these are, so we're going to sample these on the air. We'll probably do it throughout the show. Nick, if you want a little, you can come in here and grab some, enjoy the festivities. This is a less-calorie holiday meal right here. So, Steve, why don't you pick one of the 5 bottles here?
I don't want to get... There's one that's brown. I don't want to get the one that looks brown.
Well, I'm wondering the difference between the brown and the green, and they told me about 3 weeks.
Oh, gee whiz. Okay, I'll just go for the brown because it looks disgusting.
All right, what do we got?
Turkey and gravy soda.
Turkey and gravy soda, yum. Okay, I've got a couple of cups here.
Oh, my God, I don't
Here,
believe
why don't you hand
this.
me that?
Do we have to shake it? Is there, like, stuff in the
soda.
bottom?
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
I don't know.
So let's open this up.
Oh, God.
Okay, and I'm going to pour some in a cup here for you.
You can hear that. This is like real sound effects. Here.
This just looks nasty. I'm going to pour some in.
It looks like dirty dishwater. It really does. Okay, I'm going to drink this and then probably throw up.
Nick, would you like some?
No, Nick is safely behind the glass. He needs to drive the show. He can't drink and drive the show.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
I'm saving you, Nick.
Bon appetit.
All right.
And,
bon appetit.
Here we go. That is bizarre.
That is so weird. It tastes like turkey and
the schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
It has an aftertaste of the Oh, it's disgusting.
Aftertaste of turkey.
But it has carbonation in it. So think about a turkey with carbonation. Oh, my God. Okay.
You know, someone said somebody had to be under... Can I get a bucket in here, please?
Okay.
We've got more to try, too.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I'm looking forward to Brussels sprouts, personally.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we'll be drinking some of this soda.
Jones Soda Company. Now, if you want to get a unique gift for your friends...
oh, yeah, and they'll love you for this.
Go to Target or to World Market, and they have the special 5-pack holiday packs.
Oh, God.
But if you have some stories to tell about your Jones Soda, your holiday meal, give us a call, The Other Talk Show, at 407-831-9675. But hold on for just a minute before doing that, and we'll be back right after this break with our special guest.
Hi, this is Jim Lauck, play-by-play voice of USF Bulls football, with great news for Bulls fans in Orlando. This year, for the first time, you can hear all the Bulls games right here on WORL AM 660. The Bulls have their toughest schedule ever, with Penn State, Miami, Louisville, West Virginia, and UCF among the teams they'll face. Keep it right here on Saturday afternoons and evenings for USF football play-by-play. The Bulls' inaugural year in the Big East Conference is right here on WORL AM 660.
Criminal justice is one of America's fastest-growing career fields. With new jobs emerging in the private investigation and security fields, now is a good time for you to develop your skills in this exciting field. At the ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice, they teach you the fundamentals of the criminal justice system. With a degree in criminal justice, you can pursue exciting entry-level opportunities involving private investigations, workplace security, and insurance investigations. Write down this number, 1-800-403-1122. Find out how you can obtain an education that you can use to develop skills for a career in this fast-growing field. Classes meet just a few days a week, and financial aid is available for those who qualify. Call 1-800-403-1122 for a brochure on the ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice. Call now, 1-800-403-1122. That's 1-800-403-1122.
2 reasons why you should tune into Investment Advisors Review with KP and Garth Ivy. 1.
Good morning, Mr. Forbes.
Good to be with you. I don't plan to run in 2008. My role I see now as an agitator in politics.
2.
We got Mr. Hill Harper live on the line with us.
Education and money are both tools. The more you have of both, the more options you have.
Tune in every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. to Investment Advisors Review with KP and Garth Ivy.
Cooler weather and days packed with holiday preparations are here. Do you have time to fuss over your yard? Make it simple. Listen every Saturday at 9 a.m. for time and money-saving tips on Ruth Eckerman's Gardening Smart, sponsored by Lucas Nursery in Oviedo. With a fine art degree, Ruth combines her talents as a Florida-certified horticultural professional and artist to help you make your landscape beautiful. Listen on Saturday at 9 a.m. for Ruth Eckerman's Gardening Smart.
Good grief. Well, welcome back, everyone, to The Other Talk Show. This is Michael Gavin
and Steve Smith. What we're doing, if you're just joining us, we're sampling something called Jones Soda.
The holiday pack.
And they made a soda that tastes like turkey and gravy, and it's disgusting.
It tastes like turkey and gravy. I'm going to go look for some cranberry vodka after the show.
We're going to be drinking this and others during the show. We're not going to get drunk because we can't on this, unfortunately. But anyway, and we also have to say that this show is brought to you by
Scrappy Studios.
Yeah, Scrappy Studios. They're great for making websites. They made our website, theothertalkshow.com. Go check that out. But Scrappy Studios will make a website for you, and it's very professionally done.
And if you go check out our website right now, you will see who our 2 guests are for today's show. The first of which is on the line waiting for us right now.
Yes, Rochelle Sparrow.
Rochelle, are you there? Can you hear us?
I am here. Thank you so much for the invitation. Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
I am doing fabulous. How are you?
Well, we're drinking this terrible soda. It is, and then Michael brought it in and wanted to surprise me with it, and
his fault.
Yeah, it's his fault. But we got to test.
The Brussels sprout soda is what scares me.
Brussels sprouts. I hated that as a kid, and I'm not going to drink it as a soda.
I don't think so.
Ugh. Oh my God. Well, let's talk about you, and let's get away from the soda stuff. You're a psychic trance channel person, right?
That is correct.
Okay. What is that?
Trance channel. I haven't heard of that before.
Yeah.
Well, basically what that is it means that I go into a conscious trance, and what happens is I receive balls of light. That's the way I explain it to people.
Okay.
And in the trance state, the balls of light enter my mind, and it's like a zip file. They unzip, and out pops a word.
Okay.
And along with that, my guides send me energies as well for me to translate. Basically, what I do is that I read the energies that are contained in the etheric field of people's aura. And these energies tell me about what's happening with their emotional state, their physical state, and sometimes their future state as well. And it's all guided information that was developed many, many years through a shamanic state, which is a type of meditation that I practice, I guess still practicing for about 15, 20 years now.
Wow, you've been doing it for that long.
Yes, and I think I was always able to read energy. I just didn't know it. I just didn't know that's what it was called. And my mother was clairvoyant. And a lot of people make the assumption that it is genetic, and it very well might be. I'm not sure, but that's
sure
how I came by it.
I'm sure the genetics help with that as we progress through a bloodline. You said a shamanic state. Is that shaman, referring to the term shaman, is it a Native American type thing, or is it?
Yes, not specific to Native Americans. It's specific to ancient tribes, I think, that we're actually all from. So I think that we all have that capability of going into that type of meditation and working from that trance state to develop our psychic abilities.
Okay, so the key again is, as we keep hearing over and over again on the show when we talk about psychic abilities, is meditation and being able to focus.
You got it.
And anybody could really, I mean, yes, if you have relatives who are psychic, it's easier for you to develop it as well because you're related to them. But anybody can develop it, right?
I believe so. I think that we all have unique abilities. And I have a psychic development class, and I love it because people come in and they have no idea what they can really do, but they do have very unique abilities. And it's really interesting because they're so unique that they're specific to each and every single person. So, for example, you probably have your own unique abilities, I'm sure, too.
Yeah, I just can't talk about them. No, I'm just joking.
I'm leaving.
I just lost Mike. No, yeah, I've had those kind of ability. I think everybody has those kind of abilities where they know who's going to call next, or you know, I had a dream where my grandfather came to me after he died, and it was pretty realistic. So I guess everybody has that ability. They just don't realize it.
Yeah, and they're just not tapped into it. It's kind of unfortunately, and I'm trying to change that, and we all are. There's a lot of people out there that together are trying to change the cultural perspective of ignoring that kind of information that comes through, so that we all can open up to it.
I mean, while it's a very interesting and spiritual aspect, it's no different than someone who can learn a talent, say, to cook or to paint. Certain people are gifted with it and do better with it, while everyone can actually, with enough application, learn how to do it. That's
absolutely correct.
And you said you offer classes. Now, are these just in person, or do you offer them through your website as well?
Through my website. So I have people all over the country. It's it's really very cool. We do experiential exercises online, and it's so awesome because people, they have these amazing abilities, and they could actually remote view, and they have specific information that comes in immediately. For example, if I'm focusing on a plant, they'll immediately pick up that I'm focusing on a plant, or they'll pick up on other things in the room. I have a Kuan Yin statue, and people were picking up on that on Thursday night as well. It's an amazing thing that people can draw on those abilities. and the information that comes in is so specific. It's just like a specific language. So people have to get to know their language about their psychic ability.
It's a matter of being able to interpret things. And these people are not in the room with you. They are all over the country then while they're doing
right. This. They're all over the country. It's the coolest thing.
So do you need to have someone in your presence to read their aura?
No, because I think the guides, they tend to send me the information. So, in fact, I do best probably over the phone, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if I never really specifically channeled that out, but I guess it's the technology. We're just made technologically to have this information come through.
Speaking of information coming through, if people wanted to find out more information about you, they can go to your website, which is RochelleSparrow.com. Is that correct?
That is correct.
They can also get to it from our Scrappy Studios produced website, theothertalkshow.com. There's a link on there. And if folks have questions for you, we're going to invite them to give us a call at 407-831-9675.
Cool.
And you have a book out, right?
Yes, I do. It's called JFK is Still Alive. While I was writing, I write articles for the Sedona Journal of Emergence and different e-zines on the internet and magazines all over the country. While I was writing, about 2 years ago, I was sitting in a trance state, and I felt JFK's energy come through me, and I knew it was JFK, and it took, I guess, about several months before I actually started channeling him through, because he kept visiting me.
Right.
So finally I started channeling through his information, and then from that, because of the information that he channeled through me, it was quite a process for me to admit that I was channeling JFK. The information was a little scary, quite frankly.
Uh-huh.
No, very scary. Let's change that. So that it was difficult for me to release the information because I had all these concerns about my safety and all of these concerns about other things in my life. So
sure.
I was really very frightened.
There's sensitive information in the book that maybe wasn't unveiled or revealed with his assassination or his interaction with other people.
That's correct, and it was really very frightening. So it took me a couple of years for me just to get the information out, and I'm so thankful to radio producers such as yourself because they really helped me. I'm very grateful to the media because they really told me to get the information out. It needed to be out, and I've been on radio shows where actually they've had the capability to log in to check in who's logging in, and I've had the CIA listen.
Oh,
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I will be paying my taxes if you are listening, guys, okay?
We pay our taxes. Everybody hear that, hopefully. Now, of course, JFK being an ex-president and, of course, the assassination around his death, I'm assuming because the way he died, he has other things he needs to do because his life was cut short. What is I don't know if you could even answer this question, but is there a specific message that he wanted to get through, obviously? Is there something that specifically he wanted to say?
Yes. You see, what is happening right now, what is becoming clear to me, is he came in a 3-year, the same year that he was assassinated. So, of course, since then we've had all these continuing unfolding political unrest, war, earth changes, etc. And his prevailing message is it's about peace. It's about unification. One of the reasons why he was assassinated that the book goes into detail about is because he wanted to start a world bank. And he wanted directors from all the countries involved in this world bank to divvy up the sums, to create loans, to create resources for developing nations to gain from so that they could continue in their own development.
Well, goodness, I can see how that would open up a lot of fear for not just political aspects, but for religious aspects, too, when you get into biblical prophecy and things along those lines.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that was one of his goals. And his mission was to create that That and nuclear disarmament. Those two things together was a phase of progression that he was moving into psychologically at the end of his death. In other words, he made many errors, of course, during his presidency. He was not necessarily the best president, but however, he was the best president in terms of his global policy, in terms of his international mission to unify people towards peace. And he was really developing that towards the end of his death.
Wow.
Okay. So if folks wanted to obtain this book, is it only available through your website, or can they go to their local spiritualist bookstore, or even maybe a Barnes & Noble or a Borders?
Yes, and Amazon.com as well.
Okay. And the title again?
JFK is Still Alive.
Sounds like a fascinating read. If you have questions about JFK, about channeling, if you'd like to talk to our guest, Rochelle Sparrow, or you'd like to talk to us, give us a call. The call line is 407-831-9675. That's 407-831-9675.
We have about another 10 minutes with you here. What are auras?
Auras are energetic fields that surround our body. We give off energy just like anything does. A plant, for example, or anything, a rock, or even inanimate objects give off energy. So our auras actually contain energy that surround us. It's like an information disc or a CD, or it tells us. It talks all about us and who we are.
At the risk of sounding like a geek, George Lucas wasn't too far off then with the Force.
The Force, yeah.
The Force, yes, absolutely. We all have our Force.
May the Force be with us.
That's right.
Now, do you see the aura around people, or is that something that you have to develop as well, or what is that?
Well, actually, I'm able to see auras. It's not something that is necessarily specific to be able to read them. In other words, you could read auras without seeing them. But I happen to be able to see auras, and I could see colors and all sorts of things out there in the astral world.
So what are some of the common colors and that you run across, and what might they mean?
I run across white, orange, green, aqua, black. Unfortunately, somebody who has a black aura might be depressed, might be physically ill, lack of energy, exhausted, drained, stressed.
That's interesting, because black is a lack of color, and that lack of energy kind of that's.
It would make sense. It would make sense. Yeah, if you saw black aura around somebody, they are depressed, lack of energy. That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
our producer is saying white is not a color. Actually, white is a combination of all the colors.
Oh, so our producer is wrong again. Okay. But we have to be nice to him because he'll turn our mics off.
Yes, but he's still drinking his turkey soda, so we'll leave him alone.
He's still drinking that turkey soda. We got to get rid of it somehow. So have you been noticing auras around people for a long time, like the last 20 years as well, or has that something?
I'd say probably. It hasn't been my specific thing. I just happen to notice it, Like if my neighbors are walking around, I happen to say, "Oh, your aura's like green today,"
Right.
So, it's not something that I specifically do. There are a lot of healers out there that work with the colors and work with auras specifically. They look at them and they help people change them. It's just something that I happen to be able to note and to see, but it's not my specific expertise. It's more that the energies that are contained in the aura is more my specific.
And how does that differentiate between reading the auras or the colors?
Probably not a whole lot, but it's just, again, it's not my particular talent. I work more with words and sensory perceptions, and there's a lot of people who are psychic out there that work more in terms of visions.
So you'll have a word flash across your mind or whatever and interpret that as opposed to a color? I'm not
right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. So I'll have a word come in from my guides, an actual word. And you can imagine, because I'm a trained therapist, how long it took me to get that out there.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, because folks that tell me they get images from their guides, they usually have to interpret those images. It may be a rocking chair that may be significant to the person they're reading, but they have no idea. So a word would be more specific.
That's correct, and that's really fascinating you brought that up, because that's what happened at the class on Thursday night, is that people are starting to recognize their symbols and whatever their symbols mean. For example, this woman had this car move in with all of this energy, and it came in from the sky, and then it came down, and it turned into this woman that looked like Mother Mary. Well, the specific experiential exercise that I was using for that night for the class was a remote viewing one. Is tell me about this object that I'm now focusing on. And she happened to be focusing on the most prominent object in my office, which was this huge Kuan Yin. So in her lexicon of beginning to know what her specific psychic language is that car represents the movement of energy.
Okay.
So that's something that she's going to have to learn for herself, exactly what you're talking about. What do these symbols mean?
So if she sees a car, that means there's going to be some change going on, or things are going to be jumbling up and mixing up the mix a bit.
Maybe, or maybe it's just moving down into from the astral plane, something moving from the energy of the astral planes down onto the concrete earth plane and to this dimension and turning into something angelic.
So you mentioned that you worked on remote viewing. What if somebody were to go to your website and want to take your class? First, what would they have to do, and then what would they expect?
Well, the one thing that I really recommend for people is that they meditate. Again, back to the meditation, which was a very wise statement on your part, is that people need to meditate. So if people have an ability to meditate, that is wonderful, because that's what they really need to begin to focus on, is that meditation. What they need to do is to take themselves seriously. This is the age of truth. This is all about us coming out at this time with all the earth changes and everything else that's happening in the world, with the truth that's inside of us. So I recommend to people, take yourself seriously. This is about who you are, not about what your pretenses are, not about what the world accepts, not about what the expectations of the world are. This is about who you truly are. And this is about all those visions, those intuitive flashes, that knowing inside of you that now gets to be released and recognized by you.
Things are coming together.
That's right. You got it.
Gotcha. Well,
you're kind of preaching to the choir. I'm getting spiritually spanked here, because when I was in Salem last month, I was the main thing that came through with my reading was to focus on meditation, and here it is coming again, and I'm getting those warm tinglies saying, "Okay, better get doing it."
There you go, synchronicity. Don't you love it?
It's not the sodas giving you the tingly thing.
No.
Okay.
So, but I'm getting ready to pull another one out here in a few minutes. Brace yourself.
Yeah, he's going to give us something else to drink. So, for the best way of someone getting in touch with you would be through your website.
That's correct.
RochelleSparrow.com, right?
You got it. They could also reach me by my cell phone at 602.
Okay.
430. 6447.
Say that one more time.
602-430-6447.
All right.
And it's Rochelle, Rochelle, like New Rochelle, except I'm the old one.
Okay.
Sparrow, like the bird, .com.
Okay. And they also can get your book, John F. Kennedy is Still Alive.
That's right. And they can pick it up on my website. And I have a special going on right now, too, that if people would like a session, they get the free ebook as well.
Wow, that sounds great.
And this has been a great discussion. I've actually feel like I've been somewhat enlightened and refocused on a direction I need to go personally.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What a perfect time for that, with Mercury coming out of retrograde, too. So, and for all the people who know about that out there, you understand what I'm saying. And we'll save that for another show, though, because we can open up a whole new can of worms when we get into all that.
Cool.
But thank you very much for coming on the show, and we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, and you have a very good evening. Thank you both. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your time. And before we go to break, let's pull out one more soda. What do you think?
Go ahead. You pull out one more soda. I'll tell who's coming on after the break. We have Father Bill Delahunt. He is from a Catholic church here in Orlando. But what's weird about that? What's unusual about that?
What is unusual about having...
Well, it's a liberal Catholic church, and we're going to have him on after the break. to talk about what that is about.
A liberal Catholic church. This is like a contradiction in terms, but
yeah. Well, we'll find out more about that after the break. But now this looks
I want
green.
you to taste it before we.
I'm going to drink this soda that he brought in, Jones soda,
and this is unnatural. It's like a split pea soup green.
It smells disgusting.
Oh,
it smells awful.
You know, with a company like Jones, all right, here we go.
No, you first, pal.
Very buttery.
Oh, come on.
No, it's actually not
Okay,
bad.
I want to drink now. Let's see. It
is not. I expected this to be a lot worse. It's actually.
Oh, God.
Well, enjoy your Brussels
sprout
soda.
We'll be talking about God later, but right now this is disgusting.
And this is the other talk show. We'll see on the other side of the break.
Brussels sprout soda. Ugh.
Tis the season to plan your new 2006 website. If you have a website that looks like it's been around since the turn of the century, it's time for some change. Or maybe you own your own business and don't have a presence on the web yet. You need scrappystudios.com. Or how about giving the gift of a website or site redesign to that special someone in your life? It's the gift that lasts a lifetime and stretches around the world. Scrappy Studios handles it all. Web design, hosting and management, domain name registration, search engine optimization and submission, graphic design, and more. Visit scrappystudios.com or call 407-228-0248. Scrappy Studios. World domination, one design at a time.
Hi, this is Jim Locke, play-by-play voice of USF Bulls football with great news for Bulls fans in Orlando. This year, for the first time, you can hear all the Bulls games right here on WORL AM 660. The Bulls have their toughest schedule ever with Penn State, Miami, Louisville, West Virginia, and UCF among the teams they'll face. Keep it right here on Saturday afternoons and evenings for USF football play-by-play. The Bulls' inaugural year in the Big East Conference is right here on WORL AM 660.
Gary Cole here for Heritage Estates, a new 1, 2, and 3-bedroom condo community that features 17 different floor plans, all with tile floors in the kitchen and entry hall, cultured marble in the bathroom, crown moldings, and vaulted ceilings. The community is gated, has a resort-style pool and upscale fitness center, and you can't beat the location. Located on the corner of Alafaya Trail and Curry Ford Road. That's right between 408 and the 417. You'll never have to sit in I-4 traffic again. For information on Heritage Estates, call 407-275-9095, 407-275-9095.
All right, we're back.
I need a bag or something. That was some nasty soda.
Well, what we're doing, if you're just joining us, we're drinking something called Jones soda.
Now Jones makes some good soda.
Oh, they make some great sodas.
Beer, but why in the world what would possess anyone in their right mind or wrong mind to make Brussels sprout soda?
Well, it's the holidays and people are eating Brussels sprouts and turkey and gravy and all that. And we just had turkey and gravy earlier in the show, which was
now we're
disgusting.
having our side dishes.
And now we're having Brussels sprout soda, which as a kid, I didn't like Brussels sprouts to begin with, even as...
This soda should be as a punishment.
It is a punishment, and I think we're punishing our producer. We're making him drink this stuff, too.
It tastes buttery.
It tastes buttery, and it's wrong. It shouldn't have buttery flavor in a soda.
So it's the Brussels sprout aftertaste after the soda goes.
It's horrid.
Let's move it.
It's horrid.
Man.
Oh my God! Anyway,
3 more to go.
Let's get our other guest on the line. Father Bill Delahunt, are you there, sir?
Yes.
How you doing?
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
And excuse us while we try to drink the soda that we're having.
Well, I think I might try some of that Brussels sprout soda because I'm a vegetarian and I've always liked Brussels sprouts. So, maybe some of your vegetarian listeners would like that.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if this is really healthy for you or not. It's disgusting.
And, combine the Brussels sprout and butter flavor with carbonated cold soda. It's a mismatch
There's
of textures.
something wrong with that. Oh, gosh. Well, sir, thank you for coming on the show.
Certainly.
And people are saying, well, why do you have a Catholic father on the show? I mean, it's not weird enough. It's not unusual enough. And actually, it is unusual because your church is the liberal Catholic Church,
the
right?
Other
Correct.
Catholic
The
Church.
other Catholic Church.
On
yeah.
the other talk show.
On the other talk. So,
Yes.
Explain that.
Well, it's not unusual because most people have not heard of us either.
Right.
But we represent an ancient tradition of independent Catholicism. We are not Roman Catholic, and we don't claim to be. What we are saying is that Catholicism is not actually dependent on Rome. The Roman Catholic Church is the largest Catholic Church, but it is not the only Catholic Church. And let me
Not what they'd like us to believe, though.
Yeah. Let me just say this, that I have the greatest respect and fraternal affection for our Roman Catholic brothers and sisters, and in no way do I want to have them infer anything I say as a denigration, because I believe that our conversation and dialogue should be civil and try to achieve clarity and understanding. But, however, with that said, we do have our differences. We disagree with the Roman Catholics and their positions. We disagree with them, but we disagree respectfully. And we do respect the Bishop of Rome as the Bishop of Rome, as we do respect all bishops. In the Catholic sacramental tradition, the bishop represents the modern-day apostle. He is, in Catholic tradition, he is the icon, the living icon of Jesus Christ. And so every Catholic bishop, every Anglican bishop, which we consider part of the Catholic Church, are living icons of Jesus Christ. They have the full charism from the apostles that Jesus gave to the apostles. So we do respect the bishop of the Diocese of Orlando. We respect the Episcopal bishop. We respect the Bishop of Rome. However, what we deny the Bishop of Rome's claim to universal jurisdiction. He is not our bishop. And we say that he has no legitimate authority outside the Diocese of Rome.
So someone who goes to a Roman Catholic church and goes to your church would feel welcome and comfortable, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
correct.
That's perfect.
So what you're saying is no different than someone who is, I don't know, Australian coming here and saying, okay, while we respect the President of the United States, he's not the leader of our country.
Yes, correct.
I see.
Right. We have to go back in order to understand some things back to apostolic times and to show where major differences we have with Rome come in. We hold that Jesus Christ consecrated and commissioned the 12 apostles in collegium equally. He did not single out one person named Peter to be the leader. Now, that term that he used, Petros, meant foundation stone, that the teaching and charism that he gave the 12 apostles in collegium was to be the foundation upon which his church was to be built. So this term was, we say, misused and individualized for the individual person of Peter, which was not correct. So we say that all of the 12 apostles had equal apostolic powers from Christ, and they went about their ministry in different areas of the then known world. St. Mark went to Egypt, and the See of Mark is now, they're the Coptic Christians in Egypt. St. Thomas, the Apostle Thomas, went to India, and they are the Mar Thoma Christians of India.
Okay.
And so back in early apostolic times, there was a plurality of Christian tradition from the different apostles. It was not all uniform and one. There was a plurality, and there was Clement of Alexandria, Origen.
So I want to make sure that I'm understanding on the same page, and maybe some of our listeners too. The statement that was made to Peter, upon this rock build my church, while it was said to Peter, it was intended for all of the apostles, and each of the apostles, and forgive my lack of technical terms, were designed to use their own flavor to further the work of Christ in their own fashion.
Exactly. Yes. In collegium, it was given to them as a body of 12. And so that was historically passed on, unbroken, in a physical pedigree down to the present day. So the modern bishop is the apostle, and he has that unbroken apostolic succession. Now, this is very important for Catholic faith and sacramental tradition, because the validity and working of Catholic faith and sacramental tradition depends on that valid link to the apostle, because he has the full charism of Jesus Christ. He is the living icon. And so in Catholicism, the church is in the bishop and the bishop is in the church, because the bishop represents the living icon. He's the high priest. He represents Jesus Christ. The priests and the deacons are assistants to the bishop. So this is important for Catholic faith and sacramental tradition, and for us to understand these things. Another important point, when we talk about the magisterium, or teaching of the church, the deposit of faith given by Christ to the apostles, we're talking about 16 basic points that deal with God, Christ, the incarnation in the church, sin, atonement, ethics, the communion of saints, the end, death, revelation, and authority. We're talking about these things, and these things only. This is the true magisterium given to the apostles by Jesus Christ, the true teaching and charism. Now, when the Roman Church uses magisterium, they are referring to a loyalty to the Bishop of Rome and the institution of the Roman Church. We feel that that is a misunderstanding of what the true teaching should be. So we differ on these points.
Okay. Well, now you have a website for your church.
Yes.
It's lcc-orlando.org.
And
Correct.
if you can't remember that, the store listeners, if you can't remember that, you can always go to theothertalkshow.com.
And we have a link
and the folks
to
at
that.
Scrappy Studios have put up some great links and information on
Yes.
there.
Now, I went to your website, and it says, the Church of St. Raphael Archangel, the Liberal Catholic Church.
Correct.
Now, of course, when people, the word liberal, I mean, what does that mean? It means, you'll accept Republicans, right?
Yes, we even accept Republicans.
That's amazing.
Correct.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's pretty liberal.
That's pretty liberal.
That's
yes.
pretty liberal of you.
If we jump ahead in history now, connecting more directly to our liberal Catholic right,
Yeah.
in 1720s, after the First Vatican Council, the First Vatican Council introduced a new teaching that was not a part of the traditional Christian doctrine. That was the doctrine of papal infallibility. That was not a part of the original Christian teaching, and many of the bishops would not accept this new innovation in teaching, especially the Archbishop of Utrecht in Holland. He rejected this doctrine, along with several other bishops in Germany and Switzerland and France. Well, Rome tried to replace the Archbishop of Utrecht, but the important thing for us as Catholics is that he was the sitting Archbishop. He was the episcopal authority. He would not vacate his see. He remained.
Okay.
And that caused a schism in the Church, which became historically known as the beginning of the Old Catholic movement. So at this time...
This is a lot different than the foundations of the Episcopal Church, where there was a break-off because of a disagreement with divorce and King Henry VIII.
Yes, however, the point that most people don't understand is that Henry VIII did not abolish the episcopacy. All he did was he told Rome that they no longer had any jurisdiction in England. The episcopacy remained. And so there was no break in the Anglican episcopacy, which that's the important point, and people don't emphasize that. So the Anglicans maintained their Catholic tradition. There was no break in the episcopacy. All Henry VIII did, he told Rome that you no longer have any jurisdiction in my realm. But the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Archbishop of York were still functioning, So they were apostolic authorities. and they have maintained that Episcopal tradition.
I see. Father Dale Hunt, I'm going to break in for just a moment for a couple of reasons. One, I want to give out our phone number, that if folks have questions, they can call us at 407-831-9675, and that we are only an hour-long talk show. I want to ask a couple of questions, if I can, to bring people up to speed to where we are now in the new millennium, and how your church, the liberal Catholic Church, may differ from the Roman Catholic Church. If someone were to walk through the doors of your church, what would they see that's different than they would if they were going to go to a typical Roman Catholic church?
Okay. Well, this gets along into what I was leading into. So we have the Archbishop of Utrecht and the Old Catholic Church of Holland, now known as the Old Catholic Church of Europe. And they had a mission in England, and in 1916 in London, the two bishops that were in charge of the mission in London decided to reorganize the British mission of the Old Catholic Church and rename it as a proper title, the Liberal Catholic Church.
I see.
So we came into existence as a separate identity from the Old Catholics in 1916, maintaining the apostolic succession from the Archiepiscopal See of Utrecht. Now, the important thing is that Rome has never denied or questioned the validity of the Archdiocese of Utrecht, that the episcopacy is valid, just as the Roman powers are, and remains so to this day. Now, so we derived our apostolic succession through the Old Catholic Church, Archiepiscopal See of Utrecht, and we have maintained that succession up until the present day. We are established in 40 different countries around the world. Our unique contribution to Catholic faith and sacramental tradition is this, that we are not dogmatic or authoritarian. We respect individual choice. Our bishops do not claim any authority to dictate a person's belief or behavior. We are ministers of the sacraments and teachers of Christ's doctrine.
See, that's the aspect where I thought was interesting about the liberal Catholic Church, is that you let a person be themselves.
Yes, correct.
I mean, they could be gay.
Yes.
They could be divorced.
Correct.
They could have an abortion.
Correct.
They're still welcome in your church.
Correct. Because we feel our church maintains a position of neutrality on all issues. We say that any issue is not a reason to stay away from the sacraments of Christ's grace and love. That if you are near to the sacraments of Christ's grace and love, you will be much better helped in your particular situation, whatever it is. So we respect an individual's choice wherever they are at.
You're actually, go ahead. Okay. You're actually talking about real unconditional love.
Correct.
Which is where I was going. What I find really fascinating when I study the Christian religion is that how most different branches of religion will focus more on the rules and the do's and do nots and finger pointing. I think that the biggest verse of scripture that stands out for me is when Christ said, all these I'm paraphrasing everything, all these things are great, but the most important thing to do is to love one another.
Correct. And Christ said, feed my sheep. He didn't say criticize them. He didn't say judge them. He said feed my sheep.
Well, we're not going to feed them any Brussels sprout soda, though. Okay.
That's not even good for sheep.
I might try it.
You're welcome to come down and pick some up. Well, listen, it was really nice having you on the show, Father Bill. And to have also, of course, if people want to get more information about your liberal Catholic Church, go to the website. And we have the website, of course, linked on our website, theothertalkshow.com. But their website is www.lcc-orlando.org.
Yes.
And like I said, I appreciate you being on the show.
And their services are on Sunday at 10 a.m., and there's information on where they are on the website. I think it's New York Avenue in Orlando?
In Orlando, not Winter Park.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Can I say just one last thing just to wrap
Sure.
up? I'd like to leave your listeners with this, and this is the primary focus of our whole perspective, wisdom is knowing that we are all one. Love is what it feels like, and compassion is what it acts like. We feel that this is what Jesus would think.
We need him for president.
Very, very profound statement,
I'll vote for him.
and perfect for a closing statement. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we will be right back after this break, and we'll have more soda.
Tis the season to plan your new 2006 website. If you have a website that looks like it's been around since the turn of the century, it's time for some change. Or maybe you own your own business and don't have a presence on the web yet. You need ScrappyStudios.com. Or how about giving the gift of a website or site redesign to that special someone in your life? It's the gift that lasts a lifetime and stretches around the world. Scrappy Studios handles it all. Web design, hosting and management, domain name registration, search engine optimization and submission, graphic design, and more. Visit ScrappyStudios.com or call 407-228-0248. Scrappy Studios. World domination, one design at a time.
Hi, this is Jim Lauk, play-by-play voice of USF Bulls football with great news for Bulls fans in Orlando. This year, for the first time, you can hear all the Bulls games right here on WORL AM 660. The Bulls have their toughest schedule ever with Penn State, Miami, Louisville, West Virginia, and UCF among the teams they'll face. Keep it right here on Saturday afternoons and evenings for USF football play-by-play. The Bulls' inaugural year in the Big East Conference is right here on WORL AM 660.
Having trouble sleeping? Then listen to the experts. Over 25,000 doctors, chiropractors, and sleep clinics worldwide recommend the biggest breakthrough in better sleep, the Tempur-Pedic Swedish mattress. Call now for your free mattress sample at 1-877-246-5800. The Tempur-Pedic mattress works like no conventional mattress can. Conventional mattresses create pressure points that make you toss and turn, but the unique Tempur material eliminates them, guaranteeing you sounder, more restful sleep. Even if you have back or neck problems, Tempur-Pedic offers exceptional relief. Feel the Tempur-Pedic difference. Call for a free sample of their unique mattress material at 1-877-246-5800. Call now and you'll also get a free Better Sleep video and a 90-day trial offer guarantee. Want to sleep better? Listen to the experts and call Tempur-Pedic now. 1-877-246-5800. That's 1-877-246-5800.
That's our nerves gearing up to try the next flavor in the Jones Holiday Pack soda.
And the next flavor is wild herb stuffing.
Wild herb stuffing.
They've made a soda out of this stuff.
Now, if you have some questions about the stuff we're drinking or our sanity because we're drinking it, give us a call at 407-831-9675. And we have 3 glasses here, one here for Nick when he pries himself away from the controls there, of a liquid that is a very pale, yellowish, off-whitish egg, almost like, it looks like egg whites.
Actually, it looks like a sample you give to a doctor.
No, well, then you're not eating very well.
Yeah, really, I guess.
And after this, I don't think I'm going to either. But
no.
It smells like children's vitamins.
Let's wait until Nick gets back into the producer booth.
We'll let him drink first.
Because we all want to 3 get into this this horrible thing. And this, okay, already, here we go. Bottoms up.
That has got to be the most. That does not taste anything like stuffing.
It tastes like Alka-Seltzer.
It does.
Yeah, it's a little. It seems almost like watered down.
Yeah. It's
well,
a little bit of a back.
It tastes herby. It's the best one yet.
Yeah, it's the best one yet.
Because it has no flavor.
We didn't gag. We didn't gag with this one, so at least we could, you know.
Well, we're going to move into the realm of
drinking more. Hold on.
He's braver than I thought.
A little bit of an aftertaste. Yeah.
And speaking of aftertaste, we're going to have to go right to the nice cranberry red cranberry soda. Now, cranberry soda might actually not be a bad idea.
That should be good.
This actually sounds like a legitimate soda flavor, although it looks like cough syrup.
It does look like cough. It's like this dark red. But then again, this looks like more like a normal soda because it's dark red and it's made out of berries.
Are you ready?
Okay. Okay. I can live with that.
That actually tastes
that's good.
Like a soda.
That tastes like a soda. Cranberries with carbonation. I mean, that's fine.
Well, hey,
I mean, I can
use
live
that
with
to mix
that.
drink. We have a sea breeze with that.
Yeah, put some vodka in it, and we'll be all right. Yeah, he got thumbs up with Nick there.
And now I have a picture of an iguana with a Santa Claus hat on, which can mean nothing more than pumpkin pie soda. I don't know about you, but I don't see the connection.
I thought it was iguana soda. I'm waiting for that one.
All right, we're going to get these cups out here.
Because the worst one by far, I'm thinking, is the turkey and gravy soda.
I don't know. I think the stuffing soda, because it had no flavor.
I'd say the worst is the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, the Brussels sprouts had this butter flavor, and that is horrid.
Well, by default, Brussels sprouts would be bad.
Well, yeah, but even Father Bill that we had on, he's a vegetarian, and I'm telling you, I don't think any vegetarians want this Brussels sprout soda.
All right, now this looks like orange soda.
Yeah, it does. This one looks like orange soda. What is this now?
Pumpkin pie soda.
Now, this should be okay, I hope.
And we'll set some aside here for Nick. And
oh, that's bizarre.
That is really, yuck. I don't like pumpkin pie.
It's got this flavor of...
it tastes like pumpkin pie.
It tastes like pumpkin
pie. It tastes
pie.
like the smell of pumpkin pie.
But the weird thing is you're drinking it, and it's got carbonation, and so you have to burp.
Oh, yeah, and that'll go over great on air.
Oh, God. Okay.
Nick, come get your pumpkin pie soda here.
Come on, man. Share in the horror of Jones Soda. Thank God they're not paying for us. They're not advertisers of the show.
I just noticed something. Under the caps, there's words of advice. Listen to an older person. On this one here.
He'll tell you not to drink the soda.
Nature, time, and patience. Well, we know what Nick thinks of it. Oh, my goodness.
Nick,
we need to get a mop out in the hallway here.
Nick is like gagging. Are you all right, man?
I'm good. That was just a smell.
He was just smelling it. Oh, God.
I'm glad I saved some...
Look at his face.
That furitive look on his brow.
The aftertaste kicks it in.
Thumbs down. So I'm going to have to take another sip of cranberry soda before I go into this.
It takes a few seconds, and then it really gets to you.
Well, now I'm going to get to you. We've got just a few minutes left on today's show.
We got some weird news. Take it.
Okay. Garlic forces passengers from airport. According to the Associated Press in Philadelphia, dozens of passengers were evacuated into the rainy night at Philadelphia International Airport by a bomb scare. A bag was checked for an American Airlines flight, set off an alarm, and Terminal A eastbound at 7 p.m. Wednesday night. Fire trucks and the bomb squad were called in. And then the all-clear was sounded about 2 hours later after the baggage in question turned out to contain garlic paste. There's probably somebody from Jones Soda Company going to make the stuffing soda, and that's why it didn't make it into the soda.
Garlic soda.
Oh! Now,
yeah.
You've seen the thug look, the pants around the lower waist.
Yeah, with the pants down, your butt is showing.
Makes you want to yell, pull your pants up. And I
yeah.
don't understand what's so cool about wearing your pants around your ankle. But finally, justice.
If you're alone, it's really sad. But go ahead.
Like I said, I'm leaving. Baggy pants trip up suspected thief. A man suspected of stealing discs from a video store was tripped up by his baggy pants, falling twice before police captured him, authorities said. James Green, 30, of Detroit, took about half a dozen DVDs on Sunday night and initially made his getaway on bicycle. Police said, there's some planning, right? Officers spotted him in an alley, and he abandoned the bike and ran, but his pants fell to his ankles, and he tripped. Ferndale Detective Sergeant Patrick Jones told the Daily Tribune of Royal Oak, finally, he kicked off his pants and his shoes and jumped a fence into the backyard of a house where he was captured. On Monday, Green pleaded guilty to resisting arrest, retail fraud, and was ordered jailed for 30 days and told to pull his pants up. I added that part. Thank
there you go.
Now, are you tired of your turkey holiday meal, or for that matter, these 5 holiday sodas? Well, here's the story that's definitely going to get the guaranteed to get the attention of PETA. At the Thai Zoo, you can eat the exhibits, according to a Canadian website. Bangkok, Thailand, according to the Associated Press, VIP guests at the grand opening of the Night Safari Zoo in northern Thailand will not only be able to see the exotic animals, they'll have a chance to taste them. The Chiang Mai Night Safari Zoo will have its official opening on New Year's Day, and the exotic buffet marketing the event will include tiger, lion, elephant, giraffe. And giraffe, the director of the zoo said, it will not, however, contain the Jones Soda holiday pack.
Thank God.
Yes, so it might actually be peddled. The VIP guests who pay the equivalent of about 130 Canadian dollars for the buffet, will have the privilege of tasting an exotic menu ranging from dog meat to lion from Africa. And finally, I'm going to ask Nick to cue up some. Thank you.
I didn't burp.
To cue up some music for me for this next piece. Capping off our other news, the story to get you in the holiday spirit, and we're not pulling the wool over your eyes either. Move over, singing dogs and cats. It's Singing Sheep, aiming for the Christmas #1. A flock of singing sheep have launched the bid for Pop Glory with a new version of Jingle Bells. The Lake District's Barmy Sheep hope to take the classic on a festive hit that will beat rivals to the Christmas #1 spot. And I'm going to go ahead and close it with that. I'm not going to finish the story. I'll just let you listen to the music. And thank everybody for listening today, and thank our guests, Rochelle Sparrow and
Father Bill,
yes,
from the Liberal Catholic Church. And we'll be back next Saturday
at 6 o'clock on 660.